At that time, I remember my sisters taking names, and I was just recalling, sitting down here and putting down names. The principal at that time was Sister Xenia Pinto. And we had Father Pinto, the head of the primary school at St. Patrick's around the same time. And I was just thinking, I do remember some names. I don't know, most of the teachers would have retired. So I remember my younger sister, her favorite teacher was somebody called Miss Thanani, and later on she passed away. And I remember that's how I remember my younger sister being very sad on her passing away, because she said she was my favorite teacher in school. And I also remember the teacher they were most terrified of in school. It was an Urdu teacher, Miss Jahan. So again, I don't know if she's also passed away. May Allah give her the highest place in heavens. So it was for me, a dream come true that I could enter the school. When Sister Elizabeth had come over, they'd spoken about the old building. It's the oldest church, even before St. Patrick's Church, the first church was here, and it needed some repairs. We did some work on St. Patrick's Cathedral a few years ago, and then I told Sardar Shah, fortunately Sardar Shah Sahab, apart from being the Minister of Education, is also the Minister for Culture, and he has this interest and eye on history. So I told him, and he's told me that the heritage people have already visited.
I'm happy that today I'm the part of these celebrations. Being a student of history, I do realize if I go through on the pages of history, I recall the first missionary school was established in subcontinent back in 16th century, 1500 something, St. Paul in Goa. And this journey started from St. Paul and continued till St. Joseph. I think there are 60 missionary schools in Karachi, and only in Karachi, if I am correct, and 116 schools in the province. And they are imparting quality education to 56,000 students, if this number is correct. So I think their journey, 160 years journey, to maintain the grandeur and the excellence in the field of education is definitely a remarkable achievement. And this is also a milestone. And they have become a harbinger of change. And we are following the footprints of the missionary schools while improving the education standards in our province and looking at the Darling High School. And I proudly say that I am the part of Darling High School. I have never been to any convent or missionary school like my Chief Minister Syed Murad Ali Shah Sahab. He studied in St. Patrick's, and his sisters studied in St. Joseph. But I studied under the neem tree. You can call it Darling School or a Darling neem tree, but I studied under the shade of a neem tree. And there was single teacher, Ustad Maman Maluk Kumbar, in my village. Anyways, I do realize that you have your own standards and set by the pioneers of this missionary school system, and you are still continuing and treading on the same path. So far as my education ministry is concerned, I have always been directed by my Chief Minister, and he always been pushing us to help the private sector, especially the Catholic schools and the Catholic board, which are providing quality education at very low rate. They are not minting money. We do realize that. These schools are not for the profit or to mint the money. But if we look at the other private institutions and the stream of the private schools, and there's a mushroom growth in the private sector. A lot of private schools now, we are going through the profiling of the private institutions. The number is like 10,000, 11,000 registered private schools in the province. We are in the favor of them, but we have been always emphasizing that please, you should have a kind of mercy in your heart that you should not put the pressure on the pocket of the parents, the way they are, charging the fees and all that. And I extend my full cooperation. I do realize that we could not support the way we should have done for these schools. As I was just crossing from the St. Joseph, and there's the issue of the maintenance of the school, and this SAM and logging issue I just saw on the walls. And I sent, on the directives of Honorable Chief Minister, I sent the heritage people, heritage experts to visit this school and to make a proposal to restore and conserve this historical monument. So definitely we will be supporting, and my Chief Minister is always with you. He's been keen to support all quality interventions in our province. So from my side, being a Minister of Education, Culture and Heritage, I do extend and reaffirm you and assure you that my ministries will be with you. And you are sisters on the earth. Whenever I see you in the white dress, I see they're like angels on the earth. And your angelical attitude will definitely change. Thank you very much. Thank you all the participants. Thank you very much.